Hey everybody, I'm Brendan72Mo. Welcome to another update to my 99 car, $65 million garage tour. If you want to see your own garages featured on my channel, send a tweet at Brendan72Mo with the hashtag Garage Tour. Today, we're going to look at several cars, including the ones I sold to make room for the new ones that you'll see featured. With the arrival of a ton of new cars with cunning stunts, I needed a lot of garage space. I took that opportunity to clear out a bunch of vehicles that I rarely drove or were long ago outclassed by another vehicle. Some of these decisions were difficult, but in the end I felt better having cleared through a bunch of vehicles that I've owned for a long time. In all, I sold 23 cars and bought or stole 23 others. Instead of trying to feature 23 cars in one long video, I'm gonna break it down into two videos. You're watching the first half right now, and the second half will go live on my channel tomorrow. Altogether, these 23 new vehicles are worth roughly $18.1 million, bringing my total car collection value to just over $65 million. If you enjoy this video, please drop a like and get subscribed. Now, let's get to the cars. Let's take a quick look at all the cars that I got rid of, listed in the order they appeared in my previous garage tour videos. From part 1, I sold off the rare NPC modified Impante Ruiner and Bravado Gauntlet. From part 3, I said goodbye to the Bravado Buffalo S, the Willard Faction, and the Gallivanter Baller LE. From part 4, several benefactors were traded in, including the Shafter, Schwartzer, Serrano, Feltzer, and Glendale. From part 5, I got rid of the Maibatu Sanchez, the Declasse Gang Burrito, the Vapid Guardian, and the Declasse Moonbeam Custom. Two Enos vehicles from part 6 hit the road, and they were the Huntley S and the Cognoscenti 55. From part 7, I bid adieu to the rare NPC modified Sabre Turbo. From part 8, I sold the Vapid Dominator, the Declasse Rhapsody, the Lampadati Casco, and the Truffati Z-Type. From the first update video, I said goodbye to the Dundry Virgo Custom Classic. And finally, from the second update video, I traded in my benefactor Dubsta 6x6. Now, let's look at the vehicles that have taken their place. Up first is the Dinka Blister. While this little tuner isn't going to win any races, it does have the highest top speed of all compacts in GTA Online. Its tendency to have massive amounts of understeer, coupled with its light weight, which makes it way too easy to unsettle over bumps, keeps it from being competitive on a track. But that doesn't matter to me. When some space opened up in my JDM themed garage on my second character, I immediately started looking for a Blista to steal. I love the look of this little car and I've wanted one for a long time. Now that it's mine, I doubt it'll be going anywhere for quite a while. Up next is the Canis Mesa. You know what? Go ahead, laugh at its appearance, but it takes a real man and a huge pair of balls to drive a pink truck. I've always wanted to own a Mesa in GTA Online, even if I didn't keep it very long, just to find out what it's like. But when it came time to design it, I wasn't really sure what to do. When other players ask me how they should design their cars, I always jokingly reply, paint it pink and put on pony pink neons. Well, it was time for me to take my own advice. In doing so, I quickly realized that I had pretty much recreated the Barbie Jeep. Sticking with the theme, I shelled out $100 grand and got the custom Barbie license plates. I'm pretty pleased with the Mesa, both its looks and its performance. Yeah, it's definitely not fast, but it does do rather well off-road. So come on Barbie, let's go party. The third car is the Albad Manana. With a name that literally translates as tomorrow, you get a good clue that this car is in no hurry to go anywhere. Its top speed and track performance are, well, not good, but that's not why I own it. This is a car I've always loved the look of, and I'm happy to own one now. It's perfect for when you're in the mood to go for a long, slow cruise, or to show up to a car show with a clean-looking ride that most players overlook. I'm really hoping that the Manana gets the low and slow treatment at Benny's in a future update, because this car is practically begging for all of the extra visual modifications that comes with the lowrider transformation. The LCC Innovation is number 4 in this first half of the update to my $65 million garage tour. Liberty City Cycles outdid themselves with this beast. It makes a wonderful loud rumble cruising down the streets, it looks totally badass, and it even has a skull milled into the chrome work. Sure, it's pretty low on the list of motorcycles for both racing and top speed, but who cares? I mean, just look at this thing. I'm pretty sure that the Lost get jealous every time I ride by Stab City. And who could blame them? If ever Rockstar gives us the ability to buy additional garages, I'll fill one up with motorcycles. But until then, I'm glad to have the innovation in my growing bike collection. Up next is the Karin BeeJay XL. Now, what man doesn't want a BeeJay? You log into GTA Online and you see all the NPCs getting BeeJays and you think, hey, I want a BeeJay too. So I finally got a BeeJay, and I have to tell you, it's a great feeling. The BeeJay does kind of blow on a track with lackluster performance and top speed, but when it comes to off-roading, it does not suck. Its suspension swallows all of the bumps and jumps that you can throw at it. The engine and exhaust note make a wonderful, deep, throaty sound. It will shoot up any hill that you point it at, and once you're at the top, it's more than eager to go down. Once you get a BeeJay, you will keep coming for more and more. So get yourself a BeeJay today and experience the release. And, hey, then you'll have plenty of opportunities to make blowjob references in your own YouTube videos. Number 6 is the Nagasaki BF400. I want to make it clear that I absolutely love this bike. It's incredibly quick, it's easy to ride, and it will wheelie for days. It even looks pretty amazing. But this bike has single-handedly destroyed competition in the off-road class. Now, not every bike can be entered in an off-road race, but this one can. And when it races, it wins because it is 4 full seconds quicker than anything else in the off-road class. Honestly, I'm really tired of the stunning cunts at Rockstar releasing OP vehicles that break competition. Now, if you want to win an off-road race, you have one choice. And where's the fun in that? Like many people though, I've completely given up hope on Rockstar ever giving any regard to competitive racing. And I like the BF400 so much that it makes me say, Sanchez who? Before we move on to the next 6 vehicles in this update video, I want to remind you that you can have your own cars featured on my channel by simply sending a tweet at Brandon72Mo and including the hashtag Garage Tour. I'm an absolute gearhead, so I love looking at and talking about cars. If you enjoy cars as much as I do, I'd love to feature your garages. Also, keep an eye out for an upcoming video in this series featuring all of my Pegasus vehicles, as well as further updates to my garages as I get new cars. And don't forget that the second half of this update will be posted on my channel tomorrow. If you want to see all of those vehicles, keep those likes coming. Next up is the Western Gargoyle. Like the BF400 before it, and well, every vehicle to follow in this update and the one tomorrow, this is from the Cutting Stunts DLC. And like a lot of these vehicles, it's not the fastest. And also like a lot of these vehicles, I simply don't care. Styled somewhat after a classic Indian 101 Scout, this bike looks amazing. And like all bikes in the game, there's a special place in my heart for it. You see, my first real-life vehicle was a motorcycle, a little 250cc Honda Rebel. At 14 years old, I had the freedom that only a license and a sweet ride can give to a teenager. Because of that, bikes will always be special to this gearhead. And the Gargoyle, with its monster truck engine sounds and classic livery, will hold a place in my garage for a long time. Our next vehicle is the adorable little Grotti Brioso RA. Don't let its size fool you. Like a little Yorkie dog, this thing doesn't let its size keep it from growling like the big dogs. And man, does it ever growl when you lay on the throttle. It has the performance to back up that growl too, turning in a lap time nearly 5 seconds quicker than anything else in the compacts class. You gotta be careful though, because this car will bite if you don't know what you're doing. It has a tendency to understeer, and like most lightweight cars in GTA Online, uneven pavement can spin you out. But once you master this little beast, you'll have a car that looks great, runs like hell, and has enough customization options in LSC to design a truly unique ride. Number 9 is the Vapid Contender. Now let's get something out of the way. The Contender does not, in any way, threaten the current reigning off-road champ, the Sand King. Now sure, the Contender is quicker than a Sand King, but it doesn't have as much ground clearance, so it can't get over those bigger obstacles that the Sand King just shrugs off. But don't get me wrong, the Contender is a capable off-roader, and you'll see that in an upcoming Will It Off-Road video. But it's just not on the same level as the Sand King. What the Contender can do is beat the pants off of everything else in its class. Oddly classified as an SUV, this truck with an identity crisis gets around the track almost 3 seconds quicker than other SUVs, and it has the highest top speed. Sadly, there aren't many customization options for the Contender and LSC, so you're going to be limited in the design department. But still, the Contender is a great addition to my garage that I plan on keeping around for a long time. Next up in this update to my $65 million garage tour is the Western Cliffhanger. Rockstar has definitely scored another hit when it comes to the design of this bike. Its 50s chopper style is a nice change from the other bikes in the game. Now, it's not often that I pick chrome as a secondary color for, well, any vehicle, but it looks perfect on this bike. I decided against a livery and went with a rather simple paint scheme instead. I also ditched those hill climber style tires for something a little bit more street friendly. Overall, I really dig the Cliffhanger and it fits in great with my growing bike collection. Number 11 is the Vapid Pisswasser Dominator. A lot of my friends thought that I had lost the plot when I got rid of my stock Dominator, but I knew the Pisswasser Dominator was coming. This is one of 4 vehicles that were already in story mode on the new gen version of GTA 5 for returning players. Rockstar finally added them in GTA Online, and they're all just slightly better versions of their stock variants. With the Dominator, it brought back some much needed balance to the muscle class that was previously owned by the Sabre Turbo Custom. The Dominator isn't quite as fast as a Sabre Turbo, but in the right hands, it will win races. It also has quite a few customization options, and if you get creative with your paint colors, you can make the non-removable livery appear rather unique. And finally, number 12 is the Declasse Burger Shot Stallion. I've always loved the Stallion in the GTA franchise, going all the way back in the day to the original Grand Theft Auto. Because of that, I've wanted to own a Stallion since I began playing the new gen version of GTA Online on PC. I'm just not entirely sure that the race car version is the right one for me. Since it's not very competitive on a track or in top speed, I think I'd rather go for a more stylish look by picking up a convertible Stallion. It's only slightly slower, but it has way more style, and it keeps the same impressive muscle car sound. I'm sure that I'll trade in the Burger Shot Stallion for the stock convertible soon, but for now, I'm just really happy to finally have a Stallion in one of my garages. So there you go, 12 vehicles worth roughly $3.4 million in the first half of this update to my 99 car, $65 million garage tour. Be sure to watch for the second half of this update tomorrow, where we'll take a look at 11 vehicles worth $14.7 million. Remember to drop a like if you enjoyed this video and this series. And don't forget to look for new GTA Online Garage Tour videos as I get new cars, as well as a special video that will feature my yachts and Pegasus vehicles. Don't forget that you can have your garage featured in a video on my channel by simply sending a tweet at Brandon72Mo and including the hashtag Garage Tour. You can also check out all of the videos in my 99 car, $65 million garage tour playlist. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to follow me on social media, Brandon72Mo on both Twitter and Facebook. And come hang out with me on the Vainglorious community at btyb.freeforums.net. I'm Brandon72Mo, and I'll see you in the next video.